So, welcome to the subsequent session on our discussion of op-amp application. So, in the previous classes we looked into various applications of your op-amp as a peak detector, op-amp as active filter. We were in the process of discussing op-amp as active filters. So, we looked into the classification of filters based on several factors. So, we classified it as either active filters or passive filters. We also classified them as based on what it is filtering. We classified into different types of filters as low pass, high pass, band reject filters. And based on the roll down factor, we classified filters as first order and second order filters. So, we started our discussion on we completed the design of a low pass filter, high pass, first order and second order filters, and in the previous class we gave an introduction to the band pass filters. So, just to recall, band pass filters are filters which pass a specified band of frequencies and stops all frequencies outside this band. So, we basically realize a band pass filters by cascading an high pass filter along with a low pass filter. Optionally, we include an amplifier in between. So, this introduction we gave in the previous class, and based on the frequency response, if it has wide frequency response, we call it as wide band pass filter. On the other hand, if it has only a narrow band of frequencies which can be passed, we call such filters as narrow band pass filters. So, accordingly, we have wide band pass filters and narrow band pass filters, which we will be discussing in today's class. So, the factor which determines whether a given filter is a wide band pass filter or narrow band pass filter is your quality factor, and the quality factor, if you can recall, it is the ratio of the notch frequency to the bandwidth. And if it is greater less than 10, we call such filters as a wide band pass filters, and on the other hand, if it is greater than 10, we call such filters as a narrow band pass filters. A simple wide band pass filter can be constructed by simply cascading an high pass filter with a low pass filter, something like this. So, I will first take up the design of a wide band pass filter. So, it simply as a section of high pass filter followed by a low pass filter, and you are aware an high pass filter, in our previous discussions we looked into an high pass filter which looked something like this. We have R1 and RF, and when it comes to an high pass filter we have capacitance in series and resistance in parallel. So, the output of this particular high pass filter is given as input to the low pass filtering section. So, we have a low pass filter as resistance in series and a capacitance in parallel. And again in the feedback section we have resistances, two resistances R1 and RF, providing the required gain. So, here is your output. So, basically this works in this fashion. This is a high frequency high pass filter section of your band pass filter, and this is the low pass filter section of your band pass filter. So, basically it works, it is nothing but cascading of your high pass filter. This itself is providing the required amplification. I have skipped the amplifier section which we had discussed in the previous class, followed by low pass filter. So, here what the overall idea is, you have designed your high pass filter for the lower cutoff frequency. So, it has been designed for the lower cutoff frequency. So, what it does is it passes all frequencies above this cutoff frequency. So, next we have the high pass filter which has been designed for upper cutoff frequency FH. So, it passes all frequencies below the cutoff frequency FH, and when I bring these together, the resulting frequency response is going to be something like this. So it passes all frequencies between FH and FL. So it has two stop bands. All frequencies below FH will be stopped and all frequencies above FL will be stopped, and this happens to be the pass band. And you can see it allows a wide range of frequencies to be passed, hence we call such filters as a wide band pass filter. And if you want a bell shaped frequency response, something like this, say I want a narrow range of frequencies to be passed, giving a bell shaped frequency response, such filters we call it as narrow band pass filter, and the frequency at which the gain is maximum we call it as notch frequency. So we can come up with a design of a narrow band pass filter which produces a bell shaped frequency response. What we do here is, instead of using two op amps, we cascade an high pass filter and low pass filter one after the other, RC section, low pass high pass RC section and low pass RC section one after the other, and we connect it to an op amp to add the advantages of the active filters. So thereby, when I don't use two separate op amps, if I modify the circuit such that an high pass section is followed by a low pass RC section followed by an op amp, we tend to get a frequency response which is something like this. Such filters we call it as narrow band pass filter. So we will see how a narrow band pass filter looks like before taking up the next type of filters, that is band stop filters. So here a narrow band pass filter, as I said, it looks something like this. We have a single op amp. So as you are aware, it is a circuit with negative feedback. So R1 and C2 forms the low pass section of a low pass filter. So resistance R1 in series and capacitance C2 in parallel forms the low pass filter section, and capacitance C1 in series and resistance R2 forms the high pass section. So we have R1 C2 which forms the low pass filter section, C1 R2 which forms the high pass section. Along with this, we just insert resistance R4, and because you need negative feedback, I connect resistance R3 in the feedback circuit. So this is how your narrow band pass filter looks like. As I said, why we call this such filters as narrow band pass filters is because the quality factor, Q factor, is going to be less than or equal to 10, and the resulting frequency response is something like this. Instead of having wide range, instead of allowing the wide range of frequencies to be passed, it allows only a narrow range of frequencies to be passed, and the frequency, if you write the frequency response taking frequency along x axis and voltage gain along y axis, you observe that at some frequency called as notch frequency, the gain is maximum. So because this produces a bell shaped or a narrow band pass frequency response, we call such filters as narrow band pass filters. And commenting on the frequency, notch frequency, it is nothing but ratio, it is 2 times Q by Fc. So what is Fc? It is 2 pi R2C. So your notch frequency is a ratio of 2 times quality factor divided by the frequency. So it is 2 pi R2C, and the quality factor, Q factor, is determined by the resistances R1, R2 and R3, and it is given as R1 square root of R1 R2 by 2 R3 to the power of 1 by 2. So the resistances value R1, R2 and R3 together determines the quality factor, and it is designed to have a Q value of greater than 10, producing a narrow band frequency response. And if you take C1 and C2 equals, if you take two identical capacitance values C1 and C2, your gain tends to become Q by 2 pi R1 FRC. So, just remember these equation for the gain, quality factor and resonant frequencies. In case you are asked any problems, you will be using these equations to solve the problems. So, we will quickly take up what a band stop filter is on the similar grounds. So, next what we have is a band stop filter, or we also call them as band reject filters. So, as the name indicates, these filters are filters which stop a specified band of frequencies and passes all frequencies outside these band. So, basically you construct a band stop or band reject filters by summing up the output of a low pass filter and an high pass filter designed for the suitable cutoff frequencies. Again, just as in case of your band pass filter, based on the frequency response, we do have two types of band reject filters, that is wide band stop filters, and the second one is narrow band stop filters. So, we have two types, the wide band stop and narrow band stop filters, again depending on the frequency response. So, if it stops only if only a small band of frequencies or only a single frequencies, it is offering a very high attenuation to only a small band of frequencies, we call it as narrow band stop filters. On the other hand, it stops a specified band of frequencies, dominant band of frequencies, we call such filters as wide band stop filters. We will take up each one of them and discuss how exactly they are doing the band stop operation. So, first we will take up wide band stop filters. So, as I said, you are realizing a band stop filters by considering a low pass filter section, an high pass filter section, and we sum up the results to get a band stop filters. So, what we do here is we design an high pass filter, a low pass filter, something like with some cutoff frequency, and we also design an high pass filter for the upper cutoff frequency. When I bring these, sum up these two, the resulting frequency response is going to be like this. So, this is the whole idea. So, you design an high pass filter for the lower cutoff frequency and you design an high pass filter for upper cutoff frequency. So, what it does is it passes all frequencies below FL and all frequencies above FH and stops frequencies within FL and FH. That is how you realize a wide band stop filters. Now, we will try to put it into a circuit. So, you have a low pass filter section. So, you are aware a low pass filter section is something like this. It is constructed by taking an RC section with resistance in series and capacitance in parallel, and we also take an high pass filter section with capacitance in series and resistance in parallel. So, we give the input signal commonly to a low pass filter and an high pass filter, and in the we just have and these two are the outputs of the low pass filter and high pass filter. They are summed up So, here this op-amp A1 is used as a low pass filter, A2 is used as a high pass filter, and the third op-amp A3, it is used as a summing amplifier. So, this is how you construct a wide band pass filter. You sum up the output of low pass filter section, you take 3 identical resistances here, low pass filter section and high pass filter, add the output of these two using a summing amplifier, we tend to get a wide band pass filter. So, if you can see the cutoff frequency of low pass filter, if you try to write the frequency response, this is how you get the frequency response. This is designed, this is a low pass filter designed to have a cutoff frequency FH, and an high pass filter designed for cutoff frequency FL, and the frequency at which the attenuation is maximum, we will call it as notch frequency FR. So, accordingly FH is dependent on these two resistances RC. So, it is 1 by 2 pi RC. If you want to differentiate, you can call it as RH and CH, indicating it is a low pass filter, and FL is again dependent on these two resistance and capacitance, again it is RC. And your notch frequency, that is frequency at which the attenuation is maximum, is nothing but square root of product of FH and FL. The frequency at which the attenuation is maximum is nothing but the square root of product of upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. So, and bandwidth is obviously the difference between the lower cutoff frequency and the upper cutoff frequency. So, this is how you construct a wide band pass filter, and coming up to a narrow band pass filter. So, narrow band pass filter has a very narrow frequency response. So, just as we avoid using separate op-amps for an high pass filter and low pass filter section, instead we use a 20 RC section. So, first RC section, first T RC section with resistances in series and capacitance in parallel, forming an low pass filter, and the second RC section with capacitance in series and resistance in parallel, forming high pass filter section. We bring this together and we use a single op-amp. So, it gives a frequency. Why we call it as narrow band pass filter is because it provides a very notch frequency, frequency response, something like this, a very narrow frequency response, and this we call it as a notch frequency. And how do we arrive at this? To arrive at this, we are making use of to arrive at this, what we do is we use two T section, or we can call it as twin T sections. So, first T section comprising, first is a low pass section comprising of two resistances in parallel and capacitance in series. So, you are aware when you have resistance in parallel and capacitance in series, this is your low pass filter section. And we use one more T section wherein we use capacitance in series and resistance in parallel. This forms an high pass filter section. We bring this together, we sum up the high pass filter and low pass filter sections comprising of two T RC sections to realize a band stop filters, and output the combined output is given to an operational amplifier for further amplification if required. So, we have so as you are aware, all filters they basically have negative feedback. So, with the input is they are all of non-inverting type. So, as I said, the first T section comprising of R1, R2 and say C3. this is your low pass filter section, and the second T section comprising of capacitance C2, C1, I will just put a jump here, C2, C3 and R3. This forms the second T section, I pass T section. So, the input is applied here, your input signal is applied here, and the so we just have the negative feedback without any resistive feedback circuit. This is how your circuit looks like. And if you are interested in designing this, the design equations for designing a narrow band stop filter go something like this. So, you take identical values of resistors in the T section, let me equate it to R, and capacitance again C1, C2 in the I pass filter section I take it as identical, and capacitance in low pass filtering section C3 I take it as 2 times C, 2 times this capacitance value, and R3 in the I pass filtering section we take it as R by 2. So, these are the design equations, and the notch frequency, that is frequency at which the attenuation is maximum, is given by 2 pi RC. And you can recall, you tend to get the frequency response something like this, and the frequency at which the attenuation is maximum we call it as notch frequency, which is nothing but ratio of 1 by 2 pi RC. So, this is how you design a narrow band stop filter. So, with this we will take up one or two problems on band pass filters before we jump on to the next application of your op-amp. So, we will take up a problem on band pass filters. So, you are asked to design a wide band RC band stop filter. So, the one which we just discussed just now, wide band stop RC filter with a lower cutoff frequency 200 Hertz and the upper cutoff frequency 800 Hertz. And you are also asked to find the geometric center frequency, that is notch frequency. You are asked to find notch frequency, and you are also asked to determine quality factor. So, you are given with lower cutoff frequency, FL is 200 Hertz and FH is 800 Hertz. You are asked to design a wide band pass filter. So, you are supposed to design a wide band stop filter something like this, which is designed for these frequencies. What you need to do is, you need to design a low pass filter for frequency 200 Hertz. So, your low pass filter section for a cutoff frequency 200 Hertz and high pass filter for a cutoff frequency of 800 Hertz. So, this is what you are supposed to do. So, if you can recall the circuit, if you are rewriting the circuit, you have a low pass filter section, you have an high pass filter section. In the low pass filter section, you have resistance in series, capacitance in parallel, this is your low pass filter section, and in the high pass filter section we have capacitance in series and resistance in parallel. And just connect it back. So, the input is given here and this is fed to a summing amplifier. So, this is how the circuit looks like. Now, my the design involves determining R value, C value, C and R value for these frequencies. So, when it comes to low pass filter, I need to design designed a low pass filter section for cutoff frequency 200 Hz. So low pass filter section, I need to design a low pass filter section for cutoff frequency FL is equal to 200 Hz or FH, whatever designation you use, and you are aware FH is 1 by 2 pi RC. C is, let me take C value equal to 0.1 microfarad. Substituting these values, I will compute R, which is going to be 1 by 2 into pi, F is 200 and C is 0.1, 10 to 10 power minus 6 farad. So it is going to be, you tend to get a resistance value of 7.95 kilo ohms. You can use the nearest standard resistance, 7.95, and this is 0.1 microfarad. We are done with the low pass filter section of your band stop filter. Now I need to design the high pass filtering section, high pass filter section of your band pass filter, and this is for a cutoff frequency of 800 Hz. So again the expression for cutoff frequency is 1 by 2 pi RC. I choose a value of C which is less than 1 microfarad, say 0.1 microfarad again. Substitute these values, I compute the value of R. So F 2 pi F into C, 1 by 2 into pi, F is 800 and C is 0.1 into 10 power minus 6. Substitute these values, you end up getting a frequency resistance value of 1990 ohms or 1.9 kilo ohms. So you can take the nearest standard resistance of 2.2 kilo ohms. So this ends up becoming 1.9 kilo ohms. This is 0.1 microfarad. And you can take identical resistance here for the summing amplifier. Next what we have is, we need to determine, you are also asked to determine the notch frequency, and you know the notch frequency is the frequency at which the attenuation is maximum, and the notch frequency is given by square root of the cutoff lower and upper cutoff frequencies. So you take this, it is designed for 200, lower cutoff frequency of 200 and upper cutoff frequency of 800. So it is 1600, the notch frequency happens to be 400 Hz. Now you are also asked to determine the Q factor, it is the ratio of notch frequency by bandwidth, and notch frequency is 400 and bandwidth is the difference between upper and lower cutoff frequency, which is 800 minus 200, which is 600. You substitute these values, you end up getting a value of 0.67. So if you convert it into decibel, it is minus 3.5 decibels. This is the Q of the band pass, wide band pass filter, and it is very evident. You have a quality factor less than 10, it is going to be a wide band pass filter. So today's class, we just to summarize what we looked in our today's class, we looked into the design of band pass and band stop filter, and it has two variants depending on whether it is allowing or stopping a wide range of frequencies. Based on the frequency response, we have two variants of band pass and band stop filters, which includes wide band pass, narrow band pass, wide band stop and narrow band stop filters. Just to recall, the band pass filters are formed by cascading an high pass filter section followed by a low pass filter section. Optionally, we include an amplifier in between. And coming to band stop filters, so band stop filters are filters which allow all frequencies between specified outside a particular outside a specified band to be passed, and it blocks all frequencies within the specified band to be stopped. Again, we have two variants, a wide band pass and a narrow band pass filter. Coming to the construction of wide band pass filter, what we do is we bring a high pass filter section designed for the upper cutoff frequency and low pass filter section designed for lower cutoff frequencies. We sum up the output of these two. So, something like this. So, bring a low pass filter section, high pass filter section, combine the outputs of low pass and high pass filter sections, we tend to get a wide band pass filter. So, you want to realize a band pass filter with a very with notch filtering with a very narrow band stop. So, we go with what is called as, instead of using 3 amplifiers, a low pass filter, an high pass filter and a summing amplifier, we just go with a single amplifier, and what we do is we use 2 twin T sections, one T section forming a low pass filter with the 2 resistance and capacitance, and another T section forming an high pass filter with 2 capacitance in series and resistance in parallel, and output of this is given to an operational amplifier to add the advantages of all the operational amplifier, resulting in what is called as narrow band pass filters. So, you remember all these expressions for notch frequency, quality factor and voltage gain. In case you are asked any problems on this, utilize these expressions which we have just gone through, and adopt them and suitably solve the problems. With this we will complete today's session. In the next session we will take up the op amp pass relaxation oscillator.